Well, the Nationals have been they've been fun from a standpoint that just to get out here and to be a part of it is great. You know, it's a crossroad where results meet fan and support and you know, morale and all that goes into it. It's been a crossroad this year where it's like, you know, I want to do it, but I want to do it well and I want to do it right. And for whatever reason, we just haven't met my expectations. So, you know, to do the autograph sessions and to talk to the fans and to make the lap around the track is the most rewarding feeling ever. And I think a lot of them appreciate just watching me ride. But in the back of my mind, I keep thinking, would they like me to ride around in 15th or 10th or 5th or 1st, you know? And we haven't been able to meet my expectations, so that makes it difficult. But still in all, it's the root of all racing. It's you're so connected to the fans because if they weren't here watching a race, they would be at a race, racing a race, and that's really unique and something really special. So it's definitely been worth it, and it's motivating me right now. You know, I'm in the middle of the season, and I don't feel like making the gains that I need to get where I want to be here in the remaining rounds that I'm going to race, being today. But it's got me motivated for Supercross next year and to start hitting it hard and getting ready. To come out and grab a hole shot the first moto, it's awesome. It's a great feeling. It's a great testament to the Honda machine. And you know, things started out really well there. They didn't end, and it kind of you know, it's kind of insult to injury. You know, it's like I'm there. Everything was right there in front of me, and you know, to go into a race and kind of think that you're not ready before you get there, you're certainly not going to get ready while you're there. It was a frustrating deal to watch the guys go by me and to watch it on television and to know that I had the speed, but then to not get it accomplished. It's tough to stomach. Well, I think the Houston Supercross was pretty frustrating. It took me a while to really stomach what happened. I went into a medicated state after the race. I was pretty banged up, knocked my head. I didn't know where I was at. So there was a lot of drooling on myself after the race and hanging out in a very secluded area, which, you know, in hindsight might have been good because being that close to, you know, Baton Rouge, Louisiana area where I grew up and all the friends that I had there, I don't know if the bar could have handled me winning that night. I mean, it was going to be very, very dangerous for everybody involved. And man, it was so close, and that race was just unbelievable for me to, you know, because it was a long day. I was really slow in practice, and to almost win, or at least be in good position when I took myself out was tough. But you know, still, I took a lot away from that race, and ultimately it wound up being a good thing, minus the trophy and the check. The fans are amazing. With every year, it grows, and you know, I remember back a couple years ago just thinking that it couldn't. Like it was just I felt like I was on top of the world in the pitch, you know, and that's where the disconnect comes from because I feel so good, sometimes even better off the track than on the track, and that's where, you know, I really feel like I need to start changing that. And then you make a twist with you know, this age thing that everybody's talking about, and you know, reality is I am getting old, but I still feel like I can do it, and when I don't, it's difficult. But to go to the fans, and it's great because now it's almost like a second generation fans, because everyone that was watching the sport in '94 when I came on the scene, they're still here, they're still watching it, but they have kids or even they have grandkids that are here with them as well. And the younger guys, you know, they're gonna be huge fans of Dungey and a lot of our lights riders, you know, Barsha or Reed or, you know, whoever, a younger caliber rider, but their old man or their granddad still bring them by to see me. So it's still, you know, you're getting to see second, third generations, and then you start to remember people and see them, and they come up with stories, and it's more than just a passing autograph now. It's actually, you know, a lot of times, in a lot of cases, a story, and it makes it very rewarding and worth my while for sure. I mean, it's a huge part of why I'm still around and why I hope to make it to 2014 and why I keep poking my heads out here in the outdoor series. Jonathan came up to me, shook my hand, and just said, you know what, you're the man. I still think about the '99 GP here at Budds Creek, and it was an amazing race. We came in that race so confident. I remember that year at Honda I had a win bonus only. and that race obviously wasn't in my contract. It wasn't scheduled for me to do. And I talked to Stanton and I was like, hey, do you think if I chose to race that race, you could get Honda to put my bonus in? And they were like, yeah. And he said, but you know, it's win only. I said, I think we can win it. And we came in. I was working with Stanton a lot that year. Things went well, and Everett had been talking a lot of crap on a lot of the Americans that didn't want to come out and do a GP because it was at the end of at that time, 16-round Supercross series, and I think 12 of the Nationals as well. So, I mean, we're at the end of 28-plus races and testing and everything else. We were all tired, but he sparked some interest in me and came out, and we were victorious. And, I think that day, everybody that was American, of course, was a Kevin Windham fan, regardless of who you cheered for during the National when we were here or whatever. They were all cheering for me, and it was one of the most memorable races of my career. Hangtown was on steroids this year. I mean, it was the gnarliest track ever, and as most know, I did my first day of testing there at Hangtown on the amateur track, and I just remember riding going like, dude, I feel bad for these guys. Like, how are they making it around this track? I mean, it was so rough. Just beat the crap out of us, and it was a little different on pro day. I mean, it was still rough, but I mean, the way the amateur was, the amount of rain they got, and then the work that they did to the track and the rice holes and whatever else they added to the surface, it's changed that track a lot. And it was a gnarly race, and one that we weren't quite prepared for. It was Hangtown of old. I would have done a little bit better, but it got so rough, and I think it took its toll on a lot of riders this year. Well, I remember that when I talked to Davey Coombs about coming back to the Nationals, that I was requesting like mid-80s in Texas, because I knew that there was no way I was going to be ready for 110 and 110 degrees. And like 2 weeks out, it was, looking at the 10-day long-range forecast, it was like showing mid-80s, and we were all pretty pumped about that. And it seemed like with every passing day, they added 2 degrees to the forecast, and we got to the race, and sure enough, it was right at triple-digit heat, if not, I think like 101 or something like that. And once again, it's like to compound going from Hangtown, which was tough on me and we weren't ready for, and then to ride all week to try to get ready, on top of a race. It just didn't work. It's hard to race yourself into a level where a lot of these guys already were, that were planning on doing outdoors long before I was. So Texas was another brutal one, and tough to get around. I mean, at the end of the day, I just happy to survive and glad I didn't go get an IV. I mean, I probably needed one. I probably should have, but we didn't get one. High Point was good. I was a little bit disappointed with my results and the fact that it started raining while we were on the line. If the rain could have held out like another 10 minutes, like riding and having it come down is fine. But I remember we didn't have an umbrella, and my mechanic Brian Cowan was on the line, and I'm like just searching for a place to keep my hands dry and got goggles clean and dry and stuff. And Brian just kind of hunkered down on the line and kind of got all tight into a ball and didn't even have an umbrella. And I mean, it was just killing him. And it passed probably in about 15 minutes, but did all the damage it needed to for our moto. It was wet and sloppy, and I got off to a poor start and took a lot of mud that race. Well, I think that it's going to be a guy that limits his mistakes, whether it be running out of fuel for Dungey there at Freestone. I mean, that hurt him. I don't know the top 2 or 3 that are going to, have any huge mistakes. Reed's really strong right now. Villapoto rode strong last weekend there in Mount Morris. So I think that right now it's anybody's game. I think Reed's riding strong. I think I would say that I know he's on a good bike. I think that he's got a great shot at it. It's unfortunate. It's a long series, but I think one moto, with those guys doing as well as they're doing and consistent as they are, one moto could have taken Dungey out of this thing. It was fun. It's been great to be a part of outdoors for all the reasons that my fans and fans of motocross have made it for me. Me, on the other hand, I feel like I dropped the ball. I didn't meet my expectations, and that's leaves a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But we're walking away from it here at Budds Creek, and I can tell you that 90% of the autographs that I've done today have been followed with, I can't believe this is your last one. You can't quit. And even one lady was even like emotional and stuff. And this sport's crazy, man. You step away, and it doesn't take you long to realize that you need to be out there. And I know that I need to be here. I know that I want to be here. But at some point, you hit that crossroads of reality. Just that you're old, and it's hard to do, and it gets harder every year. And motocross is no joke. This is the men here, and I would love to be able to do it, on the level that I once did, and I'm not there right now, and it makes it frustrating. But we may go back and light a fire under my butt and train for a couple weeks, and maybe we'll be back. My kids go to school early. They go to school in August, and that's one of my big things right now. I want to be around for them until they go back, and then after that, who knows? We go right after August 1st, I believe, is my most favorite track in the whole wide world, South Lick, and that would be that'd be ironic if I happened to come back for that. That's been a track that's kicked my butt for many years. But we don't know, man. It's like I said, it's me stepping away 5 rounds in is not an easy decision for me. It's something that's very difficult, and time will only tell if I come back out.